Today I'll be making candied citrus rind. I need some small ones for baking. I'll need some as gifts, and they're cute. And I need some just for snacking. Let's get started. So we need lemons or oranges. Maybe grapefruits work too. I have never tried it. I don't know if that would be too bitter. And then the goal is to get slivers like this, and you can either do this with a knife by cutting it and then taking it off. But in my case, I am freezing the juice and canning some juice, and my juicer does it to where that inner part can be taken out. And this leaves me with just the hull. And now the shape of these is kind of traditional, where you have the pointed edges. And then I use the holled out ones and just cut it up like that. My 3 trays with the juice are ready to be popped in the freezer. I got a whole lot more juice that needs to go in next. And here is the pile of, my gosh, so fragrant lemon peels. The peels are in the pot covered with some water. You just need to cover it, and now we let these come to a boil. It's boiling quite nicely. We'll let this boil for 5 minutes and then they get drained. After they're drained, they go right back into the pot. I'm sorry. And then we'll add water again to where they covered. And we have to do this 3 times. Well, at least that's how I do it. It really takes out a lot of the bitterness, because I don't want to go through all this trouble and then somebody says, ugh, they're bitter. The peels have been drained for the last time. That was 3 times. At this point, you can take one and just take a bite and see if it's still bitter. It shouldn't be. The peels are back in the pot, and now it's a matter of simmering them in sugar water. I use 1 cup water and 1 cup sugar. It's a 50-50 for the syrup. I don't want to waste much, so I put it out in 1 cup increments. That's obviously not enough for my pot. But the leftover syrup, because that will be left over, is good to put in tea or thin it out to make it less sweet with some more lemon juice or something like that. And this will just simmer away now for, it depends on the rind, 45 minutes to over an hour. You just keep checking. When they turn translucent and are really soft, that's when they're done. I kept some of these out so we can compare and see what the difference is and how to tell when they're done. In case you were wondering why the sugar looked brown, it's not brown sugar. It's organic cane sugar that's unbleached. I have no idea if this would work with brown sugar and what it would taste like. So it's either up to trial or be safe and use just regular sugar, bleached or unbleached. These are done and they're looking good. Now it's just a matter of taking them out ever so gently, or not. They're really still firm. And then I spread mine out on a baking crate, cooling crate, whatever it's called, so they can drip off and cool off. Here's another one. So let's look what the difference is. This is the peel that only went through these 3 times 5 minutes to get the bitterness out. So the outside is still shiny. And then these guys are soft, and the underside is kind of translucent. The fork goes in softly. They're good. And of course I tried them too, not just by looks. They still have a little bite, but they're not hard or chewy or anything. And they taste so good. This is the liquid that's left. It's, well, lemon rind infused sugar water, and I will not toss this. I have the no waste policy. It tastes really delicate, really good. I'm very tempted to use this as brine and then brine some chicken with it. I think that would be delicious. Make some sweet lemon ginger chicken out of it or something. They've been on the rack overnight, They're supposed to dry it up now, but they're not. They're still wet as can be because we're dealing with Florida humidity. So I will be throwing them on the dehydrator for a little while instead of having them sit around for another 2 or 3 days. But every time I make these, I also chop some small, put them on the side, and put them in the sugar. Because for baking, like German Lebkuchen and some other things, you want to have this handy. And that stays good in the fridge for a year, more probably. So these just go in the fridge and the rest is for eating. So the little ones are on. You don't have to sugar them, but I found they're easier to take apart once they've been stored in a glass jar than if they're not sugared. They just don't stick together that easily. And now I'll do the others, and they all get laid out nicely, and I put them in the dehydrator. If you're in a drier climate, of course it works with 12 24 hours on the counter, but it takes counter space and I just want to get it done. Out of the dehydrator, it actually took 24 hours, but now they are crunchy. They're no longer sticky. You don't want them sticky, and they still bend. They're not hard. You can easily bite through these, but they are really good candy strips now. And here are the little ones I made that I keep for baking. They are good to just eat like that too. And here they are all wrapped up as a gift. And that's cute, right? Put a little ribbon around it. Now you can dip them halfway in chocolate, and that's really good, but not with the lemon. I don't think the lemon goes with the chocolate taste. So we leave ours plain for this. With orange, it's really good with chocolate. And then if you have chocolate over, put the little crumbles in and put little, dollops on a sheet to let it dry. And that makes really good chocolate orange candy. Now I'm going to keep snacking on these. Thanks for watching.